I'm not sure I've seen Shyam without a beard since this photo. Dr. Indrakanti. He was born in 1989 in India and moved to the United States in 2001 to Santa Rosa, California. He went to the University of California, Berkeley, where he majored in neurobiology and obtained a 3.8 GPA. He was someone who was a Regents Scholar at UCLA, which placed him in the top 10% of his class. He was his class president for almost every year of his dental school time, almost. But a feat nonetheless to be class president 3 out of 4 years. He was president of the Implant Club. He was president of the Dental Anesthesia Club. He was president of the Oral Radiology Club. And he is someone who's going to be a future leader of our profession, given his natural leadership abilities. He is someone who is not deterred from involving himself in an unpleasant situation in order to achieve the greater good. Someone commented in his letters of recommendation that Shyam was the most effective class president that UCLA Dental School has ever had. Shyam is someone who is very organized in his approach to learning, to teaching, and to surgery, with an exceptional commitment to improving with every experience. He's a calming presence around patients and an articulate communicator who relates well to them. He understands how to get at the patient's level and teach them about the surgery that they are about to have. Shyam is someone who grasps complex concepts with ease and has the hand skills of a seasoned veteran. Some of you may or may not know this, but during his dental school time, Shyam actually fractured his dominant hand and so had to finish dental school using his non-dominant hand. And if any of you can imagine what that takes quite the resolve and the dedication. And he had to take time off to heal from that surgery and still finished his requirements on time. That work ethic is something we have seen here every day at Parkland. Shyam is a hard worker who seeks out every opportunity to grow. A natural and charismatic leader, he is someone who thrives when given the opportunity to teach. And he teaches every level of resident equally, including our rotating dental students who often do not have as much time spent with them. He facilitates the learning for himself and for others and empowers those around him by sharing his knowledge and his experience. He is someone with very high ethical standards who has a true sincerity in his interactions. Shyam has a genuine desire to serve his patients and the greater good for the communities we serve at institutions like JPS and Parkland Hospital. Shyam is going to be joining a private practice, and he's someone who I hope we will all benefit from having in our community as a compassionate and talented surgeon. Dr. Indrakanti.
Thank you, Dr. Schlieve. Thank you for all of you for celebrating this momentous occasion with us. I honestly must start by just first thanking our faculty, because ultimately I was here to learn, and learn I did a great amount. Dr. Schlieve has spent so many late nights with us, getting in trouble with his wife, and just operating when he should probably not have been. And set the bar for the work ethic that we all try to embody. We have Dr. Zuniga, who, time after time reminds us of what it means to be an academician, what it means to pursue an academic query to its fullest. We have Dr. Stone, who brings the heart and soul to the program on a day-to-day resident interaction. Unfortunately, we were too junior to have had that with Kenny, though we feel his presence on a day-to-day basis. Dr. Filbert was basically like a surrogate dad for me for these last 2 years. I could speak to him about anything. He is one of the most accessible people in a position of power, modeling for us just what it means to hold true power and use it for the greater good. In all honesty, I have learned so much in these last 6 years, and I'm surprised the fellows in the back haven't made a drinking game out of just us uttering the words 6 years. But I must also thank all of our residents, too many to name, but I would like to give our non-categorical residents through these 6 years that I've been here a little bit more recognition, just because they spend a year of one of their best years helping us out. So please indulge me as I just go through a list. When I started, that would be Dr. Todd Edmonds and Jeffrey Pascal. The year after that, it was Joshua Klein, Matt Kelly. The year after that, now we're starting to get into the weeds. But the year after that, I think it was Ali, Apoorv, Emma, Franco, I think those were the 4. Some of them completed the whole year with us, some of them did not. The year after that, I forgot one. Chris Batdorf and Joshua Klein. How could I forget Chris? The year after Ali, Apoorv, Emma, and Franco, we had Rochelle, Peter, Grant Rantroff, and who is the 4th one? Drew Carlton, that's right. He's now one of our categorical residents too. And then this past year, we had a total, I think, 5. We had Nicole, who started the year with us. We had Taylor Bruce. We had Kayla Stenjum. And then one more. That's gonna come to me. Cesar! Truly, very grateful to these folks. Of course, I have to thank my family who are here. My mom, Lakshmi, my dad, Murthy, and my sister and nephew, who unfortunately had no more time for my words and just dipped out, Shalini and Shreyas. But I'd like to just end my comments here with some life lessons that I've really had to lean on these past 6 years. Start in the form of poetry. But these immortal words by Sir William Ernest Henley have sustained me through many a moment. Residency, much like life, is full of ups and downs. And in the ups, you don't need any advice. Just enjoy the moment. But when you're feeling down, sometimes these words have given me solace. Out of the night that covers me, black as the pit from pole to pole, I thank whatever gods may be for my incomparable soul. In the fell clutches of circumstance, I have neither winced nor cried aloud. Under the bludgeonings of chance, my head is bloodied but unbowed. Beyond this place of wrath and tears looms but the horror of the shade, and yet the menace of the years finds and shall find me unafraid. It matters not how straight the gate, how charged with punishment the scroll. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. All of that is to say, if I made it here, so can everybody else. Thank you again, and have a wonderful evening.